You graduate with a degree in sales and marketing, and then you go into corporate America. Tell me about that experience.
My mom helped me get my first job. So I worked at Target and like HR operations. That was probably one of my best like jobs opportunities.
Okay.
But when you work inside the store, like, in the operations field, in the HR, you're basically doing pretty much everything. Like you're running the store, sometimes you're running the register, you're interacting with customers, you're doing assets protection, you're doing the truck. I'm basically learning everything about business.
Right.
Like everything about business.
Okay.
And it was stressful at the time because I would be doing stuff that I was like, man, I'm too good to be doing.
Yeah.
I am a graduate and I'm over here folding towels.
Yeah.
But like when you go through this leadership program, like you have to like close the store, and then some days like you have to run a department before you start running a full department. Before I was over did HR, I ran like the home department. I stayed at Target for about 2 years, but then they got an opportunity to go to JCPenney's, got a pay increase, went there for a little bit, and then after JCPenney's, I went to Marshall's, worked there for a little bit. That's when Wear Brands kind of came into play.
But were you able to pick up on anything that helped you going forward with your businesses?
I think it's just being aware of all the layers of business.
Everything.
Like everything matters. The customer experience matters, right? But everything's connected. How the truck flows in the back is connected to how the product gets out on the floor and how the customer engages with the product, to how the product looks on the floor, like how it's positioned.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everything matters to the customer's eye. Like it's a full circle of motion. That's why I realized like everything matters. So even
Everything matters.
when I started Wear Brands, I wanted to know every aspect of the business because that will help me make the best decisions when the team grew or I brought in people to cover these certain potential opportunities and roles, right? Some days in retail, like you're not gonna make your sales goals. Then of course you gotta figure out how to increase it the next day. You know what I mean? You gotta add that missing sales goals to the weekend. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ways of how you kind of like still make things happen when maybe things are not going the way you need them to go in the middle of the week or at the top of the week. I mean, my first Black Friday, I was like, oh my God. And I ran the front.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We had like almost like 60 cashiers up front, and people was running through it was wow. I'm like, this is crazy. But it was cool. It was a cool experience to see that, to know like this is how you kind of run a retail store or you run a business in general.